If you like lowbrow toilet humor, dick comedy, so to speak, this film is funny. I don't know why my voice went all high pitched there, but hi, I'm going to talk to you about one of the most subjective things in film, comedies. Because I've been on Rotten Tomatoes, I've been on IMDb, I've been on all of the various online reviewing sites. This movie is not doing well, both critically and from an audience perspective. And it normally, I would say, I'm surprised I don't fall into one or both. But in this case, it's just highlighting the subjectivity of the comedy genre. Listen, I'm someone who really likes lowbrow comedy, be it, the toilet humor that you get from things like the American Pie movies or the Porky movies. Even Zac Efron's other comedies. I can't remember the name, but the one he did with Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan about 10 or so years ago. I like this type of comedy. Clearly a lot of people don't. But if you are someone who likes this type of comedy, then I've got what I think are a few really good things to say about this movie. Because, look, there's a lot of positives here. And the lowbrow comedy is one of them. But before we even get onto the lowbrow comedy, let me just talk about what the premise of the story is. Because that in itself, for me, is it's a massive plus. So you've got this group of three friends. Key at the center of them all is Zac Efron, who have created this imaginary friend called Ricky Stanicky. And since they've been kids, Ricky Stanicky has always been their kind of get out of jail free card. He's their impetus, their reason for being able to, there you go, for 25 years, for being able to get away from their partners, from their significant others, to be able to go and do the things that they want to do and have no repercussions. And the fantasy and the lengths of depravity they go to in order to keep the so-called myth of Ricky Stanicky alive is quite brilliant, until it gets to the point where a series of events, without spoiling anything, leads to their other halves needing and nay demanding to meet Ricky. So they employ the help of John Cena, an alcoholic porno performer, or at least adult performer. He doesn't do porn, but he does kind of adult takes on songs. Yeah, an adult porno performer to fill in the void that Ricky Stanicky that the void of Ricky Stanicky needs filling. And here's the crazy part: John Cena, who his character is an aspiring actor, does such a damn good job of manifesting, of bringing Ricky Stanicky into life, that people really actually kind of like him. So where he was only meant to be there for a brief moment, get us out of jail here and then disappear, never to be seen again, we're in a position where it's like, oh no, all our entourage, be it our boss, our work colleagues, our wives, our girlfriends, all kind of like you. So you need to stick around. It's not that he needs to stick around. Again, a series of events, without spoiling anything, plays out so that they are forced to keep him around. And that leading a double life dynamic is a huge part of what makes this movie so damn good. Another thing is John Cena. I don't think it's possible to dislike this man. John Cena is just a national treasure at this point. But he embraces this role in such a self-aware, brilliant way that I have to say John Cena is another massive, massive positive in this movie. And yeah, man, look, aside from Cena, Cena really is the shining light in this movie. And some of the things he says, I felt like I was watching another American Pie movie at some point. Like, air dicking. I don't want to give away the jokes, because that's obviously part of finding a comedy for yourself the first time, is hearing things for the first time. And listen, if these things land with you, great. Then you're going to be on this very small island with me. But if they don't land with you, then I guess you're part of the masses, and that's fine too, because jump on Rotten Tomatoes. The masses in this instance do not like this movie. And I can potentially understand why. Because this movie does have some negatives, and weirdly, I'm going to actually say that one of my favourite actors in the world, Zac Efron, is one of those negatives. Not because he's bad. He's actually really good in this, and he's, in the last decade or so, actually made a semi-okay career out of playing these types of roles. You know, I mentioned the movie he made with Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan. I think it's called That Awkward Moment. Fun movie. Check it out if you haven't seen it. And he's done the Baywatch movie, which I'll defend until the cows come home. Yes, I know it's terrible, but I'll defend the Baywatch movie. Here's the thing. Zac Efron, not even 2 months ago, did The Iron Claw, which I said at the time when I reviewed it was further evidence as to just how goddamn good Zac Efron is as an actor. I say it now. Cast Zac Efron as the next Wolverine. He'd be amazing in that capacity. But the problem we've got is that Zac Efron is now, for me, he's been elevated as an actor. So I don't really understand why he's doing this lowbrow stuff again. I mean, I appreciate that he gets to have fun acting alongside people like John Cena and William H. Macy. I get it. But it's like, I'm kind of at that stage now where I want Zac to push on through to the next level. Because he's shown something which a lot of us have known already. But he's shown he's got the dramatic chops and he's got the acting prowess to be a leading man in big dramas. I want Zac Efron to kind of... This is just a personal want, which is why it's a negative. I want Zac Efron to carve out that niche where he's constantly seen as a serious actor, not as a comedic actor, even though I like him in this capacity. It's just a case of, I guess I want more from Zac at this point. So one of the negatives I have for this movie, oddly, is Zac Efron. Another thing I've got to say is, when this movie tried to get dramatic, it felt a bit like a tonal mess. It didn't really land for me. You know, when everything comes to a head and the truth about Ricky is revealed, which obviously that's what the movie's building to. I'm not ruining the specifics for you here. But when that comes to a head and there's a dramatic tone that comes to play in the movie, it didn't really land for me. And I think if the movie had balanced doing the drama and doing the comedy better instead of just relying on the comedy, I think it would be a far better movie than it actually is, which is a shame because it's not a bad movie. But again, I understand the hate that it's got online. And so with all that, how am I gonna, where do I leave this review? I think, you know what, I think this is fair. There are things that are good, there are things that are bad, and the things that are bad are quite obvious. But I'm going to score Ricky Stanicky a 6 out of 10. I think because of how ineffable and contagious John Cena's charisma is, that elevates the movie. Zac Efron is solid. He's really, really good in it. And I have to say that the only reason he entered into the negative is, as I said, I wanted more from him. But the supporting cast are good. I like the dynamic. I thought the storyline was actually quite original. I mean, I've seen a lot of movies. Obviously, no one's seen all the movies. This isn't really a storyline that I can assimilate directly anything to. I don't see it actually copying anything. So it gets points for originality. There are a few negatives, which I've discussed. But yeah, I think this movie's been unfairly treated. I like it. And more to the point, I want to know what you guys thought. So please leave your thoughts and your comments down below in the comment section. There should be another video for y'all to watch up here and a subscribe button down here, so go ahead and hit that. And if you like movies are your jam, this is the channel for you. I'm Nico Luro, and I will see you right back here on the Silver Screen Dudes YouTube channel for more reviews. Bye for now.